Wild sexual practices in Africa. Africa is a vast and diverse continent home to 54 recognized sovereign countries with over 2,000 languages and more than 13 billion people. It is the second largest continent after Asia. It has 30 million km2 land area. Africa is blessed with natural resources such as oil, gold, diamonds. Africans cultivate coffee, cocoa, cotton. Africa, being a vast and diverse continent, has various cultural practices and traditions related to sexuality. Some of these practices may be considered unconventional or controversial. Here are a few examples of some wild sexual practices. 1. Nyumba Ntovu. Nyumba Ntovu is a traditional practice in Tanzania, particularly among the Chaga people. It is also known as wife inheritance or levitate marriage. Nyumba Ntovu has its roots in traditional Chaga culture, where family unity and property inheritance were paramount. The practice ensures continuity of family lineage, protection of family property and land, social stability within the community. Nyumba Ntovu is the practice where a widow is inherited by her late husband's brother or relative, often with the aim of maintaining family ties, property, and social stability. A widow is inherited by her late husband's brother or relative. The practice aims to preserve family ties, property, and social stability. The widow is expected to marry her late husband's brother or relative. Sometimes the widow is forced to marry without consent. Children from the previous marriage may be adopted by the new husband. 2. Trosi, also called shrine slave. Trosi is a traditional practice in Ghana where young girls who are virgins, usually between 5 to 15 years old, are sent to shrines as atonement for alleged family crimes or debts. These girls serve as slaves performing domestic work. These girl slaves are believed to be serving the gods. They are given as living sacrifices to atone for the sins committed by a family member. This practice dates back to the pre-colonial era. It is intended to appease gods and purify families. Girls are sent to shrines, often against their will. They engage in forced labor and are isolated. These shrine slaves are expected to have sexual intercourse with the priest. These girls go through physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. Some girls become wives of shrine priests. 3. Bridal abduction. Bridal abduction, also known as marriage by capture or wife snatching, is a traditional practice in some Africa culture, such as Ethiopia among the Nyangatam Borana and Sema people, Kenya among the Maasai and Pokot people, and some other tribes. In this practice, a man kidnaps a woman, often with the help of his friends. By this woman may be forced to marry a kidnapper. Family may consent or oppose. The woman is hidden until the man's family can negotiate with the woman's family and come to an agreement. When the agreement is reached, the man brings cattle and other valuable in exchange for the woman hand in marriage. 4. Polygamy. Polygamy, the practice of having multiple spouses, is prevalent in various African cultures and countries. It is estimated that 30 to 50% of marriages in Africa are polygamous. The highest rates of polygamy is found in Niger, 53.7%, Mali 46.6%, Burkina Faso 44.7%, Guinea 42.6%, Senegal 41.5%. Amongst others, Islamic communities permits for polygamy and allows up to 4 wives. Traditional African cultures see polygamy as a symbol of wealth status. In terms of economic stability, multiple wives can contribute to household income. In the area of social status, polygamy demonstrates wealth and prestige. Polygamy strengthens family bonds and alliances. Polygamy is deeply ingrained in some Africa cultures. 5. FGM. FGM stands for female genital mutilation. It is a harmful traditional practice that involves the partial or total removal of external female genitalia or other injuries to female genital organs. FGM is also known as female circumcision or cutting female genital mutilation. FGM is a practice prevalent in many African countries. FGM affects over 200 million girls and women globally, with Africa accounting for most cases. The countries with high FGM prevalence includes Somalia 98%, Guinea 97%, Djibouti 93%, Sierra Leone 92%, Mali 89%, Egypt 87%, 83%, Ethiopia 74%, Burkina Faso 72%. The reasons for female genital mutilation (FGM) vary across cultures and communities, but some common justifications includes initiation into womanhood, rite of passage tradition, and cultural identity, family honor, and reputation, social norms, and expectations. FGM is perceived to increase marriageability. Protection of virginity and chastity, control over women's sexuality. 6. Ritual defloration. Ritual defloration, also known as ritual virginity testing or ritual breaking of the hymen, is a harmful traditional practice performed in some African cultures. It is practiced in South Africa among some traditional communities. It is practiced in Nigeria in some southern regions. It is practiced in Kenya among some ethnic groups, Tanzania in some rural areas, and other African tribes. Ritual defloration involves breaking or piercing the hymen of a young girl or woman as part of initiation into womanhood, marriage, or other cultural rituals. This practice varies across cultures. It involves cutting or piercing the hymen with a sharp object using fingers or instruments to break the hymen. Performing the ritual as part of coming-of-age ceremonies involving family members, community leaders, or traditional healers. In conclusion, it is important to note that these sexual practices are not generally accepted by all tribes in Africa. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more.